you're connected to the earnings conference call of Redington. The call will start shortly. We would request all participants to stay connected. Ladies and gentlemen, we're connected to the earnings conference call of Redington. Please stay connected. The call will start shortly. Request all participants to stay connected. The call will start shortly. Thank you. Conference call of Redington, India. As on date of this call. These statements are not the guarantees of future performance and involve risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Raj Shankar, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Redington India Limited. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Margaret. Good evening to all participants, and thank you for taking the time to be with us on this call. Before I get started, I hope all of you and your family are safe. And from a Redington standpoint, we had a little bit of a challenging quarter, but as we speak, there are 4 employees who are currently going through the treatment for having tested positive for COVID-19 in India. And as far as overseas is concerned, there are 11 of our employees who are currently going through the recovery process. And in terms of vaccination, just to give you a perspective, approximately about 55% of our employees have got either partially or fully vaccinated in India, and about 70% of our employees overseas have got themselves either partially or fully vaccinated. Just to give you, I thought, was important data point. Now, very quickly to jump into our first quarter of FY22, I'm very pleased to share with you that our revenue, EBITDA, profit after tax at a consolidated level have grown by a strong double digit. Revenue at 26% growth, EBITDA at 58% growth, and profit after tax at 167% over the same quarter of FY21. But just in case, just to be a little more prudent, we also did a comparison with Q1 FY20, and our revenue grew by 15% against Q1 FY20, EBITDA by 49%, and profit after tax by 115%. The EBITDA at a consolidated level was 2.7%, and our profit after tax was 1.76%. The revenue that we have delivered in Q1 is the highest for Redington for Q1 in its entire history. Both the theaters, as in India as well as overseas, have delivered double-digit growth on the same set of parameters, which is revenue, EBITDA, and profit after tax. In India, the total revenue, including ProConnect, grew by 57% against Q1 FY21 and 31% against Q1 FY20. EBITDA grew by 94% and against Q1 of FY21 and 32% against Q1 FY20. Then our profit after tax grew by a whopping 359% against Q1 FY21 and about 140% against Q1 FY20. Now, when you look at overseas, the growth was 11%, 40%, and 106% for revenue, EBITDA, and profit after tax, respectively. And that is against Q1 FY21. And when you compare it with Q1 FY20, we've grown by 7%, 63%, and 100%, again for revenue, EBITDA, and profit after tax. So overall, if you see, both the theaters have really hit some record numbers on every financial parameter. Just on a side note, that we had a translation sort of impact to the extent of about 2.5%. So in other words, if you look at overseas, which grew by 11% in revenue against FY21, if you look at from a US dollar growth point of view, it was 13%. Likewise, when you look at from a point of view of EBITDA, it was 4% higher. The other interesting, as this is in spite of the fact I must qualify, with regard to our operations in South Asia, we continue to have a decline in both revenue and in profits. As I had already mentioned in my earlier calls, the more and more of our technology vendors are moving their business from Singapore to India, and